champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
West Coast, mixtape kings.
You're now rocking with the best.
I'm a warrior. Got all my mans holding me down.
Clowns when the grill, I got the click right there.
I feel the tension when I walk in the club. I know you gon' let me shine and get mine.
Putting the best, the shame. You know the West Coast is back for all you suckers.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Yeah, it's the Archivest, y'all. Exclusively interviewing DJ Warrior. And who is one of the top 10 most influential DJs of all time, DJ Warrior?
I mean, I was named that a few times. I don't like to talk about myself, but that was honored by Rolling Stones and a few other magazines and some industry heads. So I was honored, highly honored. But that's just what they say. I got a lot to gain, a lot to accomplish. The ongoing process forever, as long as I want to accomplish, bigger and bigger goals and get into different things and just get better at what I do. Different ventures that I'm involved with musically. From producing, DJing, just trying to get better at everything. I'm involved with some .com businesses, and I do a lot of marketing for lots of companies, as well, besides me doing the music, and I come up with strategies to eventually implement it into the music industry, So, I don't believe in those top 10 or number one thing. I never call myself number one, but if that's what people want to say, no problem. So I just have a long way to go, and there's so many legends, so many other great DJs, producers that are in the game that have been around before me, came after me, or in my era as well, from my generation. So, I'm just humbled and, honored to be, part of the community, and I want to continue to grow at what I do, basically,
And being one of the most players on the West Coast,
Right.
Rolling Stone magazine share about this.
I mean, I created the mixtape scene on the west coast of North America, I would say, just like Oregon, Washington. I'm based in Los Angeles, California. There was at a point where a lot of the DJs and artists weren't getting exposure if you didn't have certain connections and stuff. The way I got into the music industry is like I owned a record pool as a DJ. So that's how I started getting into meeting the right people and start moving up in the industry as a DJ producer. I created the scene and, influenced a lot of people and put a lot of people on that sold a lot of records, helped them get signed, gave them exposure outside of Los Angeles market and within California market where they weren't getting exposure. So I'm pretty much, I pioneered that whole game. I showed them how to do different types of mixtape, how to actually really go host one, how to actually have the artist come in the studio and record it like an album. Some of my mixtapes are just like album. I just happen to call it mixtape because we put it out promotionally, right? I influenced pretty much the whole coast and rised everybody and gave awareness, to the people. So that way everybody else get excited, and then we have more competition, and all it does is it helps this artists from that market to be exposed via the net into other markets globally, because my distribution, marketing, promotion for all my projects were pretty global. I was pretty much the first DJ to be flooded in New York City, with my CDs and stuff. So it's like I was just giving people exposure, and I was giving them so much exposure. They were getting publicity online, print magazine, through my radio show, through the mixtapes, and distributed all around the world, and getting bootlegs and stuff. And so these kids started getting signed. So I exposed a lot of people. They all do their thing, and I added a lot to what was going on in the culture at that moment. For many years.
And a mixtape DJ by many large names: The Game, Strong Arm Steady, Ice Cube, Roscoe, DJ Muggs, and Dog Pound. Tell us about your career within this.
Those are all friends. Some of them I was a fan, and I became friends with them after while I was working with on the projects, or as I was growing. I just got my credential and respect for them, so we all became friends. So when I did a Dog Pound mixtape, I did a Corrupt mixtape, The Game, Tully Quali, Glasses Malone. What is it called? I've done a whole bunch of projects with my friend DJ Muggs, who's actually a mentor of mine and an older friend of mine. you know, for many years, and you know, he put me into the Soul Assassin crew. You know, he taught me a lot of stuff. I learned, you know, I was a fan of him. You know, I got to work with a lot of people that I was fan. You know, and you know, there's other people I'm still a fan of that I want to work with and just building. I had like artists from him like Red Cafe, Helter Skelter. I don't know if you guys remember them. Stack Co. So many people. Like if you go through some of my projects, you'll see like even some of my compilation style mixtapes. Those are all exclusive songs that I had. You know, I was working with certain producers, so I had the artists, Crooked Eye. All these guys came to the studio and gave me like real freestyle. I had concepts behind the cover, concepts behind the songs that I wanted from them, and you know, we just put it out promotionally. So you know, some certain people I worked full projects with them. Some of them were like just, you know, they did 2-3 songs. But even like guys like Chameleon, Paul Wall, Pitbull, you know, then I worked with some of the pop acts too, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm pretty diverse, you know. I started as like a very diverse DJ, but then, you know, I was going more on the hip hop route. Then at the same time, and being in LA, you know, playing clubs and doing gigs and stuff, I had to be diverse. I have to be able to play electro, mashup, you know, be able to rock different, you know, genres, and that's just the beauty about open format DJ. You know, currently, like, I just more focus on dubstep and electro and dance music, and kind of like fuse it up, you know, more like a fusion style with some hip hop elements. Just making a lot of experimental music right now, and all the projects and mixtapes that I'm working on, they're not so much hip hop or they're not so much pop. You know, sometimes I'll put those out depending on what it is, but it's just like a lot of diverse, like just fusion music of what's I'm trying to find the next sound, you know, next style. And hopefully I could be one of those guys, just like all these other great DJs and producers have done it in the past, you know?
And Cali Untouchable Radio, share about the record and the radio show.
Okay, well, the radio show, it started as a mixtape series, first of all, back in 2002, right? And by 2005, I already got a record deal, and also it turned into an album, you know, because that was my original goal. First put it out as a mixtape series, and mixtape series turned into an album deal, and also a radio show, which I landed on Sirius 5 years ago, and that lasted, you know, for about 4 years. Then I discontinued the Cali Untouchable radio series because the radio show, my contract was up, so I wasn't doing the show anymore. But I'm gonna bring it back, but it's just gonna be a little bit more different. You know, we're in a different decade, new era. You know, so all the new series that I did, about 20 Cali Untouchable radios, number 21, number 22, they're gonna be totally different than what people have experienced in the past as far as content-wise. You know.
And 3 times winner of Justos.
Altogether, I won 7 times. In different categories, but West Coast Mixtape DJ of the Year, I won 3 times, and I also won like other awards, you know, and also been nominated for like Best Mixtape DJ of the Year, which was like between like Green Lantern, Clint Sparks, and you know, K-Slay, Who Kid, and guys like this. So I was really honored because all those guys are a lot older than me, you know. And so me being the first DJ to be able to be in those predicament and just to be nominated in the same category as them, just not on the mixtape awards, other DJ awards like Mix Show Power Summit, and a few other DJ awards that I was nominated for, like, you know, like in the same level and categories as them, you know. So that I was really, you know, honored, you know what I'm saying?
And documented in The Source and DJ of the Year Mix Show Power Summit, like you said,
right.
Features on The Vibe and XXL, and
right.
Appearing on The Jay Leno Show. Tell us about
the Jay Leno show, how it happened. Actually, I was DJing for Crumping. I don't know if you know about the crump dancing. Sure. It's from LA, right? They were doing this movie called Rise, right? So one of these project coordinators that was handling the soundtrack of Rise, right? They needed a DJ to do some of the shows, so you know, they invited me, like, okay, why don't you come rehearse with us, and then we do, you know, Jay Leno and a couple other shows, and you know, travel around. So it was a great opportunity, you know. Good exposure, different.
And working with many artists such as Slim Thug, Outlaws, E40, Genuine,
right.
Tyrese, like you said, Pitbull, Project Pat, Snoop and Dre, 3-6 Mafia. Share about your experiences.
Oh, you know, it varies with all of them, you know. Some of them I became very good friends with. Some of them, you know, I have a very, you know, cool relationship, working business relationship. And, you know, it was just all beautiful stuff. Like, you know, I learned different things from those guys, you know. Whether I met them 1 time or 20 times or 5 times, whatever, right? So experiences were like, it varies. You know, one guy was different than the others, you know, and their talents were different, you know what I mean? And it was, you know, a lot of the stuff was just strictly business. It benefited them, it benefited me, you know what I'm saying?
And being an A&R, share about your pros and cons in the business and being involved with the basketball documentary.
Oh, that was years ago. You know, I was 19. I was actually barely turning 19 that time. I got hired as a music supervisor / A&R for this basketball documentary called Slam from the Streets. This series were out before And Ones. Remember the And One basketball DVD series, right? They had the street ball. I did this party for this guy at Venice Beach, and they were doing this like contest, right? And they turned it into like Slam from the Streets DVD, which was 4 different series that I was one of the main music supervisors I was hired for, and I helped get a lot of the underground artists that I was working at that time. Just some of these guys are not even around anymore. Like just strictly hardcore underground guys that I found. I thought the music would fit the DVD. When they're playing in different as a background music and also for the soundtrack and stuff. So that's what I did. And all those DVDs are multi-platinum actually.
And the biggest crowd that you've ever rocked?
Biggest crowd, okay. In the States or overseas?
Anywhere.
I'll tell you the States. It was a festival in Milwaukee. It was about like 50,000-60,000 people. I've done some stuff in South Asia, like about 50,000-60,000 people. Then in Europe, it was one show that I did. It was like I was one of the DJs that performed. It was like about like 20,000 people. Those are fun, man, because more people there is, whether it's a big club or festival or it's a big show, concert. More people you have, you feel more energy. Then you get more, and you go by the vibe and the energy, right?
And the best hip-hop memory you've been part of or contributed to?
My memories, or like my memories that for DJ Warrior, or memories for like that I've seen other people in
DJ Warrior for yourself.
I'll tell you what, man. In 2003, when I first got my first mixtape award and I finally won it, I was in New York, and I was I think the award actually it was the award was given to me by Red Alert, and it was like amazing. I was a big fan, and he's a legend. It was like amazing in front of all these New Yorkers, and I'm the only guy from LA there besides a couple of my partners and my manager that was there at that moment, and there was nobody from West Coast California was there. It's just this 3-4 guys from LA there that they're representing hard, and I was nominated for like 4 different categories, but I won the West Coast Mixtape DJ of the Year. That was the first time, right? 03. That was just like stunning to me because me coming from LA. Around 02, 03, that's when I started getting a lot more exposure online and out of my market, which is California, internationally and nationally. Started getting recognition, and it was on MTV, it was in printed in all these magazines. I was like, wow, little by little things are coming together. I feel like, I'm doing something with my career. I've been in so many shows and seen so many share stage with so many legends and artists, and I was able to actually see some of these guys rock, and it's just amazing. It's like I can't really say this one particular one I like, is my best memory. There's so many ones, I might come across 1-2 weeks, I happen to be at a show working or just as a fan to go, check out people's show,
And playing a role in the video game Scarface. Let's know about that and your affiliations in the industry.
Yeah, well, that was I was one of the DJs. They the agency hit me up. They said like, hey, we want to use you for the video game. I was like, cool, no problem. Then that was it. I was like, it was a lot of exposure. It was cool, like to see my own face in the video game as one of the characters, right?
Which character were you?
No, I was just one of these guys with dreads, right? They took my picture and they did like put dreads and shit on me.
L-boy.
Yeah, that's it. My bad. So yeah, I was one of those guys. So you had to like fight me to get into the hotel, and there was like this 2 big lines in the front of the show. It was like crazy. I've been part of some other video games too.
Anything you'd like to share?
So there's a game called Haze. It's a war game. I produced like 4 songs on there. I'm not. My face is not featured on the actual video game as a character, but I produced 4 songs on there with some independent artists, so which was good exposure, some money, And then I've played some songs on the Midnight Dub Edition, Midnight
Club Racing.
I've helped play some, supervised. I was independent music supervisor, so I played some songs to Rockstar.
And your production, who have you produced for?
I worked with a lot of different producers. My production game's still like very green. I'm still new at it, and I'm still learning. I've been around a lot of producers and helped a lot of producers grow. So far I've got tracks with like Strong Arm Steady. They jumped on some of my tracks. I just did a remix, electro remix for this guy named YG. He has this song called Tooted and Booted. He signed a Def Jam. So me and my friend Tan Nujam, who's from Germany, he's a huge producer in Germany. We did the official electro remix for that, which is, you can find it online, Google it. It's Tooted and Booted electro remix by DJ Warrior, Tan Nujam. Who else has been on our production? Crooked Eye's been on our production, you know, for some mixtape stuff. Talib Kweli's been on some of our production. Ruff's been on some of our production. I'm gonna get all the big boys, but I had a lot of some cool people, you know, jumped on my stuff. I got some guys overseas did some stuff, you know. So I'm production game. We just have a lot of products out there. Some of them I can't talk about right now, but it's growing. I think it's in my path and God has it for me. Next couple of years, hopefully I'll have a hit or two, you know.
And shouts to my boy Dave New York.
Oh yeah, that's the homie right there. Shout out to, you know, Dave NY. I was just talking to him like the other day about you know, coming to Vancouver. You know, the immigration for all the custom always holds you up and make you miss your flight. You know, which is like happened to me 2 times here before.
Anything you like to share about Dave?
Oh, he's a good dude. He's running with my boy Bishop Lamont. You know, who was another person I did a lot of projects with, and I got him out there in the market. You know what I'm saying?
And anything to say to Canada?
Oh, I love Canada. You know, Canada is like kind of like a second home. We're neighbor countries, you know. So you know, I get a lot of support from Canada. I've distributed a lot of mixtapes. A lot of my stuff has been gotten bootlegged out here. So I love Canada. I like the weather. I like the people. The energy is great. You know, it's a lot of support, and I have some friends. You know, like I got my boy, you know, in Van City, DJ C Styles, and a couple other DJ buddies. I got some DJ buddies in Toronto, Montreal. You know what I'm saying? And I got some families that live in Canada as well, you know, in Montreal and Toronto.
And you got any shouts?
Oh man, just continue to check out CaliUntouchables.com. That's one of my blog site, you know, which is we expose a lot of stuff that come outside of California, and some of the California stuff like skateboard stuff, hip hop, you know, culture, art, music, fashion, culture, basically. Check out SoulAssassins.com. That's my man DJ Muggs' website, but you know. But there's a lot of cool content on there. Shout out to my whole Cali Untouchable DJ crew, which is, you know, 7 of us. We're just close friends. We're all DJs. You know, we have one in Germany, you know, one in New Zealand, and 5 of us in, you know, in LA. Other than that, you know, look out for my EP, which is, you know, currently being worked on. It's called Club Music 1.0, the EP, which is a fusion of dubstep mixed with some electro, with some, you know, I'm sprinkling some reggae feel to it with some hip hop elements. It's just gonna be very fusion, different. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, hit me up on Twitter. You know, at DJ Warrior. Follow me. I'll follow you back. And you know, there's a lot more things to announce, but you know, just not in liberty to speak about it. But in Van City right now, we're rocking tonight. I'm rocking a show with my man Ayaz from Beluga Heights at this place called the Motel Club. Yesterday we did this place called Kamloops, which was our first day, and it's like 3-4 hours from here. Really cold down there, but it's nice. It was like a college town, so they had a great, you know, great energy, and it was packed. So we rocked it. We had a good time. And tomorrow we're in what's this place called? Kelowna, yeah. So that's like about 4 hours journey, 3 hours journey, or something like that. Then the following day we're back out this way at Langley. We're doing a show, and then we're doing the last date is Abbotsford. And then go back to LA, you know.
All right, and this is the Archivest, and you already know the name, y'all.
Peace.
DJ Warrior, Cali Untouchable DJs.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
West Coast, Mixtape Kings.
Got all my mans holding me down.
Clowns when it grill, I got the click right there.
I feel the tension when I walk in the club. I know you gon' let me shine and get mine.